Welcome to Anxiety News with Christopher Chaos. Today on Anxiety News, from TimesNowNews.com, breakfast is a must for your baby. Study says skipping the first meal may give children anxiety later. As if there wasn't already enough stuff to give kids anxiety. This is I'm reading verbatim. Among the most important results, Lopez Gill and the team found that eating breakfast away from home was nearly as detrimental as skipping the meal entirely. I don't know about that. The author suggests that this may be because meals away from home are frequently less nutritious, like McDonald's, Whataburger, than those prepared at home. Skipping breakfast or eating breakfast away from home is associated with increased likelihood of psychosocial behavioral problems in children and adolescents. A recent study found that young people who eat healthy breakfasts at home have higher psychosocial health. While earlier research has indicated the importance of a nutritious breakfast, this is the first study to investigate the reported effects of whether or not children eat breakfast, as well as where and when and what they consume. These findings offer useful insights and advice for parents and their children. The findings of the research were published in the journal Frontiers in Nutrition. Our results suggest that it is not only important to eat breakfast, but it's also important where young people eat breakfast and what they eat, said first author Dr. Jose Francisco Lopez Gil of the University of Castilla-La Mancha in Cuenca, Spain. Skipping breakfast or eating breakfast away from home is associated with increased likelihood of psychosocial, and keep saying that, behavioral problems in children and adolescents. Similarly, consumption of certain foods, drinks are associated with higher, ergo processed meat, or lower, ergo dairy, cereals, odds of psychosocial behavioral problems. Breakfast matters. In this study, Lopez Gil and his collaborators analyzed data from the 2017 Spanish National Health Survey. This survey included questionnaires both about breakfast habits as well as children's psychosocial health, which included characteristics such as self-esteem, mood, and anxiety. The questionnaires were completed by the children's parents or guardians, and the results included a total of 3,772 Spanish residents between the ages of 4 and 14. Among the most important results, Lopez Gil and the team found that eating breakfast away from home was nearly as detrimental as skipping the meal entirely. The author suggests that this may be because meals away from home are frequently less nutritious than those prepared at home. The results also showed that coffee, milk, tea, chocolate, cocoa, yogurt, bread, toast, cereals, and pastries were all associated with lower chances of behavioral problems. Surprisingly, eggs, cheese, and ham were linked with higher risks of such issues beyond nutrition. Although the study is limited to Spain, these findings are consistent with research performed elsewhere. The availability of nutritious breakfast at schools would likely influence the results in some locations. But other factors, such as the social and family support that young people can receive during breakfast at home, may also play a role in the observed benefits. The authors emphasize the need for further studies to understand the cause and effect relationships behind their observations, but they still suggest the usefulness of these results. The fact that eating breakfast away from home is associated with greater psychosocial health problems is a novel aspect of our study, says Lopez Gil. Our findings reinforce the need to promote not only breakfast as part of a healthy lifestyle routine, but also that it should be eaten at home. Also, to prevent psychosocial health problems, a breakfast that includes dairy and/or cereals and minimizes certain animal foods high in saturated fat and cholesterol could help to decrease psychosocial health problems in young people. Whoa, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Breakfast gets a lot of hate, but it's pretty important. And we see why even more so. And I was just sitting on this We'll be right back.
All right, welcome.